Manchester United wanted Bruno to leave in the summer. And Bruno has come out to say this. And the truth about it is that when we spoke about this last summer, a lot of people were doubting that. I was a little bit skeptical that Ineos would want to cash in on a 29-year-old superstar in order for them to be able to revamp our midfield. And I said this before. I said Bruno Fernandes is one of, if not the most important players Manchester United has had, especially in this transition that we are transitioning from one style of football to another style, especially in the style that Ruben Amorim wants. Bruno Fernandes, his passion, his love for the club and everything is second to none, to nobody in that club, not even the players that came from the academy. We have seen Marcus Rashford give up on Manchester United. We have seen Scott McTominay give up on Manchester United. We have seen, Scott McTominay is a little shaky. We have seen Kobe Mainoo on his way to requesting that he leaves Manchester United. Not to fight for United, but to leave Manchester United. But we get a captain like Bruno Fernandes that loves Manchester United and is fighting to stay at Manchester United while these owners are trying to get rid. Down, the quotes that have come out from Bruno is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to read it out for you guys so you guys don't miss out on anything. And I'm going to give you my reaction. Because this right here is a bombshell. This right here is something of magnitude of proportions. It's truly, truly, and truly a problem. And maybe that is the reason why we saw Bruno in the start of the season have a lot of issues in the start. However, now we are seeing the Bruno we know and love. But let's get into it. Bruno says, if one day I have to play in Saudi Arabia, I will play in Saudi Arabia. My lifestyle will change. My children's life will be sunny. After 6 years in Manchester with cold and rain, I will be playing in a growing league with recognized player, he told Canal 11. Now, in this particular situation, and I'm going to break it down situations by situation, sentences by sentences, he is not wrong in this situation. Bruno Fernandes has done a career worth every penny. And going to Saudi, making double or triple the amount that he'll be making at Manchester United could have been the easiest choice to make. Especially because Manchester United will not be winning the Premier League in the next 2 years. Not in my opinion anyway. And so in this particular situation, Bruno had all the opportunities, all the reasons to decide that Saudi would be the place for him in this situation. Make more money than he would ever need in his lifetime. Just from the 1 or 2 years that he would spend at Saudi. Not even withstanding the fact that he could have gone to Bayern Munich. And I will get to that part of the interview. He could have gone to Bayern Munich and won so many titles. Because him in Bayern Munich go and win the Champions League last year. That's what I believe. Anyway, we keep on going. Bruno on Al Hilal deal collapsed last summer. I am very well paid, but obviously the difference is huge. That was never what guided me, he told Canal. I could have left trying to force the club, but I never felt in the position to do that. I felt empathy and affection. In this particular situation right here, he is telling you how much he could have made. He is already telling you the amount that they had given him in a proposed deal, an official deal, not even mouth to mouth in this situation. They gave him an official deal. Look, sign this and we would absolutely pay you this much. And he refused to play for Manchester United on the word that Ruben Amorim loved on him with the affection and showed him like, look, bro, we need you. The empathy. The affection that Ruben gave him was the reason why he stayed. We keep on going. The club wanted me to go in the summer. I've had that in my head. I told the directors this, but I think they didn't have the courage to make that decision. Let's pause there. I will break it down again. The club wanted me to go. What a sacrilegious thing. Because Bruno Fernandes is the best midfielder in the world. I'm saying it. He is the best midfielder in the world. Bruno Fernandes is world class in every team. in every team. Even with the whole bloody argument about Bruno versus Pedri. Pedri is not lacing Bruno's boots in that attacking midfield. He is not. And Pedri has his own great qualities. But he is not Bruno Fernandes. He is not. And then he goes on, this was in my head. I have that in my head. Remember what Bruno said in the start of the summer transfer window. I understand that I am getting older, and I understand that this is the part in time that teams want to move on from a player like myself. But I do not want to leave Manchester United, but if Manchester United want me to leave, I will. That is what Bruno said last summer. And if not for Amorim standing or going against the wishes of the hierarchy, the wishes of the directors, the wishes of Omar Benrada and Jason Wilcox, Bruno Fernandes would be elsewhere right now. We would not be able to see the goal that he scored against Bournemouth. We will not be able to see the 7 assists and 9 goal contributions that we have seen from Bruno this season after having a rough start to the season. All caused by the directors. Let's keep on going. I decided to stay also because of family reasons, but because I genuinely like the club. I would even go further and say he genuinely loves the club. He continues, the conversation with the manager also made me stay. That right there is the key one. The conversations with the manager made me stay. But from the club side, I felt a bit like, if you leave, it's not so bad for us. Bro, if Bruno Fernandes left Manchester United, we would be in a relegation battle. I don't care what you think. I don't care what the situation is. Yes, we could have gone into the market to reinvest the money, but where do you find trust in the likes of Glazers and maybe a little bit with Ineos that you're going to reinvest that money? We have seen Xavi Simons come to the Premier League. Absolute bust so far. Florian Wirtz come to the Premier League, bust so far. But do you know who came to the Premier League and in his first season did numbers that we can't even imagine? Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. That is what Bruno did for us. In his first season, he dominated. And he came in January, if I'm not mistaken. He dominated, getting us about 20 goals and about 10 assists or something. Crazy numbers. Let's continue. He says, it hurts me a lot. More than hurting, it makes me sad because I am a player that they have nothing to criticize about. I am always available. I always play. Good or bad, I give it my all. Then you see things around. Players who don't value the club as much and don't defend the club as much. That makes me sad. Even in his anger, even in him hurting, he's still looking out for the club in this situation. Bruno Fernandes has been our most staunch fighter. And even though, what's his name? One of our greatest captain, Roy Keane, hates this dude's guts. Do not believe that Bruno Fernandes is a good thing for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes has been there for Manchester United in every facet of the game. We saw the time that his wife posted on social media this dude in a cast before the game against Tottenham Hotspur. He was in a cast, in a boot for his right foot, rolled ankle. 2 days later, Bruno Fernandes is starting against Tottenham Hotspur and played so well that we gave Tottenham Hotspur the run for their money. That is what we are seeing. That is what we are messing with. That is what we are playing a fiddle with. Bruno Fernandes? Nah, bro. You guys must be bugging. You must be bugging. If you think that this is the way you treat the best player that you have had since Sir Alex Ferguson. Since Sir Alex Ferguson. In fact, I would say since the 2012 season. Because in this particular game, in what we have seen, Bruno Fernandes was better than RVP. I will say that with my full chest. And RVP, Robin van Persie, in that 2013 season, was our best player. I can't believe this. United wanted Bruno Fernandes to leave the club. I don't understand. It makes no sense. Let me give you guys an example of what Bruno Fernandes is for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes joined Manchester United in January of 2020 for £55 million plus add-ons. You get me? His first game was February 1st versus Wolves. First goal, Watford, February 23rd in 2020. And then Bruno Fernandes has played 209 appearances with 64 goals, 56 assists. All comps is 288, 97 goals, 81 assists in all competition. Premier League combined contribution, at least 123 goal contributions, which is goal and assist. Hat-trick and goal contributions includes 66 goals and 57 assists in the Premier League. What trophies has he gotten for Manchester United, you might ask? EFL Cup in the Carabao winner 2022-2023. FA Cup, of course, we know that. We know that. Taking us to finals in the Europa League. You get me? Manchester United qualified for the Champions League. We already know that part. Getting us third place in the Premier League that year. You get me? At one point, he created the most chances in the Premier League by a United player in 2022-2023 season. He has reached 100 plus goal contributions for the club. Became the top leader in United's modern post-Ferguson era for goals and assists. Bear in mind, he hasn't played the most. Individual honors for us. Samad Busby Player of the Year. Multiple times, at least 4 times, placing him alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and David De Gea. Club Player of the Year and Players Player recognitions, including 2024-2025 seasons. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the leadership that he shows Manchester United? Because he was named captain in 2023, and honestly, he has been captaining a single ship, and the only reason this ship is not inside the water over. He has been the central part of Manchester United's leadership, creative core, amid all the managerial changes and tactical shifts that we have seen. You get me? It is the craziest thing to ever see that Bruno Fernandes is in the lights that Manchester United tried to get him to leave. Bruno Fernandes is a player that stays in this club, in my mind, until we see that he can't do it anymore. I don't mind us losing the £100 million that we will get, maybe from Saudi, because we can get that with Bruno in the team from the UEFA Champions League. Now, let me tell you this. Let's give it in comparison, just so you guys know what Bruno Fernandes is in Manchester United, because it seems like you guys will only accept him or will only appreciate him when he's gone. Bruno Fernandes' average goal assist per season is 20 to 25 goals and assists per season, on average. The only person that is in the same stratosphere as Bruno Fernandes is the great Frank Lampard for Chelsea. And the funny thing about that is Frank Lampard was a goal-scoring midfielder, while Bruno Fernandes is a creator and a scorer. So he does more than what Frank Lampard did in that situation. For a context, Kevin De Bruyne was 18 to 22. Elite creator, but did not touch Bruno Fernandes on his best day. Martin Odegaard, 15 to 20, did not touch Bruno and will not touch Bruno on his best day. David Silva, legend of Manchester City, 12 to 15. 12 to 15. You get me? It's ridiculous what you see. Bruno Fernandes in this season, in Manchester United so far, Bruno Fernandes, 90 to 120 chances created per season, with Kevin De Bruyne as 100 to 130 per season. The only person that beats Bruno in that stat. Now Kevin De Bruyne is out of the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes has everything in his locker to beat Kevin De Bruyne's best season. Martin Odegaard's best season is 70 to 90 chance created. David Silva, 70 to 85. Frank Lampard, 60 to 75. You understand? When I'm telling you that Bruno Fernandes is the best player to play the best midfielder to play in the Premier League for maybe, let's say, 3 years in a row. You guys think that I'm joking in this situation. You think it's hyperbole. Bruno Fernandes, when it comes to late goals, penalties under pressure, Europa League knockout stages, derbies, cup finals, chaos games, dude is clutch in every single way. And so it's so disappointing to see that Ineos wanted to cash in on Bruno Fernandes. So disappointing. And Bruno might not be the most elegant. He might not be in the best team. He might not be the most protective of the ball. But one thing is for sure. He is the highest output attacking player in the Premier League history. One thing is for sure. Only one or two modern midfielders can combine in this attribute: elite chance creation, elite goal output, elite availability. There's one thing is for sure also. The most responsibility heavy number 10 in the league since 2020. Bruno Fernandes has carried us on his back entire time. And all of a sudden you think that it makes sense to kick him out of the club. If Bruno Fernandes wants an extension, give it to him. Because he is that talented, he has taken care of his body that well, and he's still running more than the young players that we have in the Premier League today. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. It is so tiring that Manchester United have to be in this situation. We were just laughing at Liverpool, trying to get rid of their best player. And now we have pie on our face. We have doo-doo on our face. Because all of a sudden, you wanted to get rid of our best player. Now, Manchester United have come out with a statement saying, oh, this happened or this came out during the international break. It's not yesterday it came out. In order for you to quell the fire. Nah, bro. The fact is that you did what you did. You did what you did. And you thought you were getting away with it. That right there is a problem. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys tell YouTube that you love what we do here at Pillar Sports by hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And make sure you guys go watch the video that I'm about to do about Kobbie Mainoo's brother, because it's going to be an interesting one. You don't want to miss it.